something, somewhere that way. But yeah, looks like there might be a dull sunrise this morning. There's a huge bank of cloud, quite a thick bank of cloud in the southeast and east. I'm not too sure if we're going to get much of a sunrise this morning until it rises above that bank of cloud. But what that bank of cloud does imply is that there's a front moving in. Feel a very cool breeze coming from the south. Maybe some weather moving in. A lot of dew falling overnight. The road is quite damp, and that means that animal tracks should be quite distinct this morning. Anything fresh will show up quite nicely. Emails can be sent to final.control@safari.tv. Any questions you may have about the wildlife, the environment, that sort of thing. Hyena. I don't know if anybody heard a hyena. It wasn't quite screeching, but it wasn't quite whooping like hyena do. Just the high-pitched wail of a hyena earlier this morning, about 5 o'clock. A lot of hyena tracks here. So now we're on Philemon's cut line, so let's see what we can find from here. Two leopards. Fantastic. This must be Mixo and Induna. Who needs lion? This is absolutely incredible. And they're both watching something. Neither of them are looking at us. They're both looking at something. Oh, there are 3 bush babies in a tree to the left. We're not going to see them. We're not going to see them at all. Hello, boys. guessing it's the two boys and not Karula and one of them. He's going to look for these bush babies. There were 3 bush babies in them, and they're still in this knobthorn. Okay, let's see if we can just go closer to him. Heading off into the bush. A couple of impala up ahead looking this way. Maybe we leave him be because he's gone off into thicker bush. It looks like they must have been in Duna. And Mishu is still here. Okay, we're not going to be able to find him right now. Our best bet is to stay with Mishu. Oh, sorry boy, didn't mean to put in your eyes. Just trying to get the spotlight in a particular position. That's, I'm going to try and open it up, and that's shaking a little bit, but I'm just trying to make it into more of a floodlight than a spotlight. There we go, pointing at the ground. Just getting some light bouncing off onto him. Oh gosh, this is so wonderful. I'm facing the wrong way, of course, now. Should be able to see him nicely. Duna went off somewhere. Looking around, there's a vehicle coming down into Philemon's Dip, probably one of the staff vehicles on its way to Bush Lodge. Just looking around quickly while he's looking around. Sorry. Needed to look behind us a sec. Interesting bit of behavior there. When the jigger arrived, the 2 of them were looking away. They didn't even turn around and look at us as we came in. Yet with that, there's a white pickup from the lodge. A diesel engine, but a different sound altogether. A different vehicle. A vehicle that they're not strangers to. They have heard it and seen it before. Yet his ears went flat and he watched every movement of that vehicle till it went past. Beautiful expression on his face right now. Looks expression of interest and curiosity. He looks beyond us towards where his brother went. And now, look at that. Ears forward, listening to possibly whatever it is his brother's doing behind us. And that's the 1,000-yard stare. Not looking at anything in particular really, just gazing off. Yeah, that's that was full light on him. Can do that when his head's not looking, when his head's turned away. I get all the light on him that I can. Beautiful leopard color. Back to just bouncing light. Daylight's coming fast. As the sun gets closer to the horizon, we're in new moon. It's been incredible skies these last couple of evenings. Some of the brightest skies I've seen in a long time. Milky Way stretched out across our sky, looking deep into the center of our galaxy as we look up, almost straight up into the center of the galaxy at the zenith. Okay, I'm going to move again, see if we can get some sight of Duna. Bush babies must be in holes in this tree. He must have gone to bed. I wonder where he went to. Looked like he went in here after something. See if we can find some sign of him. Can't hear you.
There's some scratching around
Up here.
Oh, it was just in the back.
Well, not going to go too far in. Wherever he's gone, whatever he's doing might remain a mystery, unless Mixo decides to follow him. But a leopard in the hand is worth two in the bush. So I think we better just stay with Mixo for now. Like monkey thorn. Drive over who? So that's stick. What happens when you're looking up into a tree while you were reversing? Spike thorn. Like that. Yeah. Interesting. Maybe they came together for the night or something. So far no lion track here. Right, well, Mixo was walking down this way. Hopefully we're not going to lose him. Oh, there he goes. I'm going to head up this old trail, old road. The Franklin shouting further up, maybe Induna went off into the bush and has come round near those impala. I can hear a Franklin further to the west, southwest. Okay. Good morning to Teresa, or good evening Teresa, Pennsylvania. Teresa's asking, with one leopard off in the bush behind us, how nervous am I, or are we? Am I? I can only speak for myself. Tara's the one sitting silhouetted up at the top of the vehicle, and more vulnerable than myself. But Teresa, I'm actually not nervous at all. Perhaps a little bit of complacency is not a good thing when it comes to things like this, but I'm pretty confident, having watched these two grow up, that they aren't a threat to us on the vehicle. It would be a different thing if we were standing here, didn't know about it. Completely different story. But as wild as they are somewhat accustomed to the vehicles and the people around here. The two of them especially, more so than most other leopards, and maybe it's one reason to be more worried. But the two of them have spent a lot of time in camp, around Vuyatela Lodge, in Vuyatela Lodge, around human beings, and they don't really pose much of a threat at all. Luckily daylight is starting to come in, and we might not need the spotlight soon. But there are impala around here, and I wonder if this isn't something that they've learned on their own, that Induna went one way and Mixo's going another, and they sort of joining forces in a bid to catch something. It would be a little bit unusual. Not so for cheetah or lion, but it would be a little bit unusual for leopard to hunt cooperatively. Not impossible though. These two boys have spent the last 19 months together. months. It does appear as though he's waiting for something, possibly using very thick guarri bush in front of us as cover, hoping that something's going to change. These impala, one of them is going to move in the wrong direction. Teresa, one has to always be aware that these are wild hunting cats, big cats. They are primate hunters too. And one thing about leopard is that they do see us humans as primates from time to time. The two boys are a little bit young, I think, to be looking at us as prey in terms of size. But one also has to take into consideration the fact that as cubs growing up, they were never taken to, as bad as it sounds, a human carcass. Their mother had never killed a human and taken them to feed on a human, so they don't associate us with food. They might associate us with as a threat, or excuse me a second. Mark Yaga.
Good morning, this will report is pursuing Bala Cousins Dam in the drainage line that reaches that goes into the dam, there's at the water, and there's Leopard to the Madora and Sima to beautiful line.
Alright, copy that, thanks very much. Not much I can do about that. 3 Lion at Susson's Dam, wherever Susson's Dam may be. Okay, let me see if we can move again. I didn't want to get around this bend because he's right there, but just behind this buffalo thorn. See if we can just move in some way to get a bit of a better view. Not too sure what it is he's waiting for. Morning, you beautiful boy. There's not very much I can do, actually. Where I can go. I can maybe just sneak forward. Off to the left a little bit. Oh, I see, it's a bit too close. Now he goes down into the drainage line. I looked away for a second. Where did he go? Huh? I just looked away for a second. Where did he go? Gone. Where? Where? Okay. This is very, very strange. Like he was never here. Disappeared. And it was a split second that I looked away. Little devil. Heading down Rebecca's road now. And great, the daylight's coming, so I have to follow a leopard.
Andrew's getting mobile, and that's it.
Morning, Andrew. Andrew, got a message that there was 3 Ngala at Sasson's Dam, and I'm with one of the 2 Ingwe on Philemon's Cut Line, Becker's Road. One of the boys went off towards Treehouse Dam. I'm with the other on Rebecca's Road.
Okay, so the same confirm on the Rebecca's Road.
Yeah, he's starting to get mobile going through the Mshkovanin on Rebecca's Road, heading up towards Zoe's. We were on Philemon's Cut Line, and one Ingwe got up and went towards Treehouse Dam. Other one's going northwest now.
Okay, copy, thanks, Mike. I'm living in the lodge. Quickly going to check Juma Dam and Camp Stewart West. From there, let's keep away where you still have them. Coming your side.
Okay, copy. I've also got Ngala Mkonzo here on Rebecca's Road, also heading northwest.
Okay, copy, thanks, Mark. Come around there now.
Okay, copy, thanks. Pardon? Could have. Now, Andrew, where about is Sasson's Dam?
Say that again, Mike?
Where about is Sasson's Dam?
That's it, Pegmasuk, Kalamanzi side there. No.
Okay, just trying to figure out that maybe it's the same 3 Ngala that we had, because the 3 of them were seen last night coming onto Philemon's Cut Line from Weaver's Nest, and I've got them Konza now on Rebecca's Road.
Okay, so thanks, yeah, something that's fun on from there.
Okay, copied. Well, I'll keep you posted. We're busy mobile up Rebecca's Road at the moment. Oh, he just saw something, heard something rather. Something moving in the grass. Caught his attention briefly. And briefly again. The lion tracks on the road here as well. From those 3 that Tara was looking for last night.
Let's go on the dam in the drainage line. It's beautiful sight. There's 1 Madora, 2 Malpasi.
A male and 2 females. Tara spent an hour looking for those lion yesterday afternoon, only to bump into them last night, coming back from a neighbouring lodge. Dave in Toronto, good morning, good evening. Dave is asking, or is confirming really, Dave has heard that some of the big cats have had to change hunting tactics because of vehicle pressures, giving away their position when they want to hunt. Dave, I know it is true in the Masai Mara and Serengeti, especially up in the Mara. The cheetah especially, not so much the lion and leopard, but I know for a fact that cheetah up in the Mara and Serengeti have been affected quite badly by the vehicle pressure during the day. Being diurnal hunters, being cats that do hunt during the day, the cheetah in those areas, oh, where are you going now, boy? Taking me off-road now. But yeah, the cheetah in those areas are under so much vehicle pressure that there are problems, let's put it that way. Now, here, I wouldn't say it's too much of an issue right now, partly because there are fairly strict rules about the number of vehicles allowed to be with these animals at any one time. And also the fact that the game drives here only go out for a couple of hours at a time. And once again I've lost him. Can't be for too long though. Always heading down towards this guy. Oh, there he is. Don't know how well we're going to be able to keep up with him because it's quite thick here. Another vehicle's help. I think I'll get down there. Pardon? Where he's gone now. Not playing fair. But just to sorry, just trying to concentrate on the drainage line and trying to find him again. I don't know see if we can be lucky. But there is no control over the number of vehicles up in East Africa, and those safaris go all day. Oh, there he is, straight ahead of us again. Those safaris run all day, so mostly the diurnal animals. Fortunately, in those areas there's nobody out at night, so the lion and the leopard, even if they are under pressure during the day, they can still hunt at night, whereas cheetah, unfortunately, are not a nocturnal hunter. They can maybe be successful on full moons at night when there is fair amount of moonlight, but I'd say here in the Sabi Sand, the predators, if anything, it's actually the other way around. If anything, the possibility that the game drive vehicles and the presence of vehicles actually not benefits them, but it can get to the point where they use the vehicles, use the vehicles to mask their presence, and they're able to hunt better. There was a time back in the 80s when we had leopards that were getting very used to the fact that the vehicles were a shield for them, and they were able to use the vehicles successfully to hunt. Let's just see, he's straight ahead of us now. Just want to update Andrew. I'll wait till he's closer. Here in the Sabi Sand, I think they do pretty well. Tiger. morning to Lisa in Pennsylvania. How would the lion and leopard react if they saw or smelt each other? Well, if there was any hint of danger from lion for the leopard, they would, they'd try and get out of the area first of all. I mean, if it was a quick encounter, the leopard would probably grab the nearest tree. Not probably, they would grab the nearest tree. Yeah, he's right in front of me now. Okay, sorry, Misha. He's coming back past my door. Come, little boy. You can barely see him. He's so close to the vehicle. Almost on my shoulder, sniffing around. I can see some fur here. There's an old kill. He's sniffing around here. Just off to the right of us. Looks like maybe it was a duiker or something. But there's a lot of fur lying around. And it seems there was an old kill. He's picking up the scent now. He's coming off to my right hand side where this fur is lying. Come this way. Mishu, here. No, not there. Here. This side. I can see it. Here it is. Yeah, on the ground. Put your nose to the ground. There we go. No, nose to the ground, boy. Don't sniff at me like that. He's at my feet. Okay, I've got to sit very, very still. He's less than a foot away from my feet. I'd say it's got to be the closest I've been to a leopard in many, many years. So close we can't get him on camera because he is literally 2 feet from my knee. And with no door on the vehicle, it is a little bit intimidating. He's picking up bits of fur at my feet. I'm going to have to start the vehicle because he's almost underneath it right now. I didn't have to. Gosh. Okay, at one moment there his nose was 6 inches away from my knee. That was absolutely incredible. I mean, I can't tell you, it's indescribable. I've even been this close. I was this close once to a big male lion who was sniffing around in a vehicle I was in 20-something years ago, and at the time with a shattered leg I had this huge contraption holding my leg together, and this big male lion came past me, almost brushing the side of the vehicle. But to explain it to you what it was like this last couple of seconds, and he looked up at me, his nose was 6 inches away from my knee, and he snarled. You see, I can see a jawbone. This is a fresh kill. There's a jawbone right here. I must move back, maybe, so you can sniff around. There's a piece of jawbone here. Whether this was their kill or not, I'm not sure. Monsieur, let me move and you can come and get these pieces. Can't move now. I'll move forward. I'll try and move forward behind it. But there's a piece of jawbone right here at my feet, and bits of You see, I was watching him. I wasn't watching what was on the ground, and I'm right above the kill site. This must have been a recent kill. I don't know. It's pretty dense. Pardon? Let's go back that way. I wonder if this was their kill. I wonder if this was looks like it was a Dakin. But bone fragments right here. Can you see him? No wonder he was sniffing right underneath me. Bone fragments from the jaw, very, very, very fresh. And it's hard to turn around. We're in a bit of a tight spot. My funny bone. Still there. Okay, let me just show you quickly. Can you see him? This is so, I mean, this is as fresh can be. It was a couple of hours old. This is a piece of upper jaw and the palate. It's still dripping. That's how fresh this is. Stomach contents are here. I was parked right on top of the stomach contents and these fragments of bone from the skull that has been crushed and chewed up. And so it's obvious that he was trying to sniff around, trying to get to it. Sure, and we're in a bit of a tight spot to try and get out of here quickly now. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, was that something else. Watching the leopard, not watching what didn't think for a minute there'd be something on the ground. And no. And it almost looked like he stumbled across this. But then again, thinking about it also, the way he was walking around here sniffing, it's almost as though he knew what he was looking for. It was such a... Right now, the matter is getting out of this little tight spot. Trying to find him again. Hey Drongo. Just go in the way we came. This was that big bush that I pushed over earlier. It springs up again afterwards. Let's see if we can... Oh, there. He's coming back towards... Come back to sniff around now that we've moved. Maybe, hopefully he will come back and sniff around. Yeah, I can feel it. I'm about to lose the back end of the car into quite a deep hole. Can you see him? Okay, well, while I'm trying to find him, and he's not too far, he's sniffing around. There he is, coming through now. Let's just stop and wait. He's going to come, and there are a few bone fragments, and I'm quite sure he's going to chew on. Deborah, good morning Deborah. Asking how hard a life do leopard have compared to a lion. Actually they have a much easier life than lion. Yeah, he'll find it. He's going to sniff around. He's going to find it. I'm unfortunately I was parked on top of it earlier, and I'm hoping he's going to come around again. I think it's best if we just sit here. It might get a bit awkward with the camera, and of course the angle isn't very good. It's going to be a bit awkward with the way we're sitting, but Deborah Leopard, being solitary cats and being very much an instinctive hunter, they're able to subsist on, oh gosh, even insects and birds and very small prey items. So that, coupled with the fact that they are masters of disguise, they are agile, they're able to escape danger by climbing trees. There are a number of things that make life a lot easier for a leopard. Lion, on the other hand, being such a large cat, need a lot bigger prey items to maintain themselves, maintain their health, and are dependent also on other pride members. And so lion actually have a harder life. Morning, Kathy in Oregon, wanting to know how old a leopard is before it starts marking its territory. That's an interesting question, Kathy, because there's not really an age that I can give you. I've seen both Mixo and Induna spray marking when Karula's been spray marking, and it's not necessarily that they've been marking their territory, they just are spray marking. I would say probably from about 3 or 4 years. And when they're becoming an adult, they are establishing their own territory. It's only really then. He's going to. He's bound to find the fragments that I've just found myself. He's right there now, where I was parked. Come on, Mixo, there are pieces there that you can chew, dude. I promise you. It's a bit cold now. There we go. Find something on the ground there. This is possibly, I wonder if this isn't maybe the lion that maybe killed something. I'm just looking at the way that those pieces, the fragments, I'm pretty sure, actually, I'm pretty sure. Got a funny feeling that the lion killed something here. The way this hair is spread out, it's not like a leopard has killed it and chewed it and eaten it in one place. The way this hair, and not only the way the hair is spread out, but also the way these bone fragments are lying all over the place. It's like lion have done something here. Torn a carcass, torn an animal apart, crunched it up, and they're not, there he is, eating up one of the pieces that I must have found. In South Africa, in Afrikaans, there's a saying, it says, met lang tande eet, which is eating with long teeth, like eating something distasteful. I'd say it's not really that distasteful. It's cold and there's not much on it. So he's sort of, if anything, he's trying to get bits of meat or something off of it. Gave me that sort of satisfied look now. Say, yeah, this is what he wanted. Asked me to move earlier when he looked into my eyes from a couple of feet away and snarled. I think it was a little bit too close to even get that on camera. Did you? And my camera is sitting next to me and my left hand was sort of moving around, feeling for trying to get my camera out of the bag. And I thought actually it was just more prudent to sit very, very still and very quietly. I did look into his eyes. I also closed my eyes a little bit so that I wasn't looking. I was trying to cover it now for some reason. Tummy's looking a little bit empty for him to have eaten half of a daker. John, morning. Asking if there's any chance that they will hunt cooperatively. I don't think so, John. It's not really in the nature of leopards to hunt cooperatively. It might happen that a hunt ends up that way if the two of them are together like they were when we first arrived here this morning. That's just by pure coincidence. Something happens and they end up doing something together. Have you gone down there? Okay, I'm going to try and shoot. It's not easy. Very awkward position there. Yeah. There's quite an angle we were sitting at. So anyway, we're going to maybe get down there where he's gone. Go ahead, Andrew. Yeah, he's just gone down into Skovanin quickly. He just led me now off-road from Rebecca's back towards Philemon's dip in the Skovanin. We just found a bumper, probably last night. Could have been a Zingala. Looks like it was a Dacre. But now he's gone down into the drainage line. I'll see if I can find him again.
Okay, which side of you on another side of the Skovan?
No, western side, southwestern side, and it looks like I'm not going to be able to go anywhere right now. I have an accelerator problem.
Okay, cool, thanks. I'm on that streamer's boot now.
Okay, copied. If you get into, come down Rebecca's, and when you get through the drainage line, I'll give you a rev. Come off road down back to the drainage line. We might be able to get to him. I can't go anywhere. End of days for me right now. Accelerator cable I've got to fix. I've got no accelerator. Excuse me, folks, while Tyler's going to show you the sunrise. I'm just going to see if I can figure something out here. Oh, I see.
Juma Bushlock Station Mobile. Over. Morning, Andrew. Update from your side.
That's again.
Looking for running Leopard. Yeah, a couple of them calling Leopard. Okay, so you say you got Gallop to the Gary? Gary, mate, sorry. Inside the trailer, but looks like a mark is what in contact coming from the, I'm sure, south, heading north.
Lovely. Get my fingers black at this time of the morning.
And north, it's 2 days into south. Negative is not them. Looks like 2001, my dad. Okay, copy, thanks, man.
Well. Is that a vehicle? Andrew, come in. Andrew, come in. Andrew, come in.
Hello?
Yeah. Yeah, it should be visual on your right hand side. Okay, he went off to my left, but I can't go any, my accelerator cable's gone.
Okay, cool, thanks. Okay, we'll try around the... You want to add?
I'm not only if you get fires or something.
Just going to try maybe in front of you more and maybe see if we can relocate.
Yeah, he's sniffing around here, so I don't think he's gone too far. folks, you're back with me now. We're, in yachting terms, dead in the water. We have lost the accelerator cable at the moment, so unfortunately for the next few minutes we're going to cut you back to Gowrie Dam. Andrew is here, he's looking around for the leopard, and while you're at Gowrie Dam, Herman is going to bring me a couple of tools, a couple of pairs of pliers and things, and see if I can't jury rig this accelerator cable and try and get us going again. I'm sure I'll be able to do something, but at the moment without an accelerator, as I say, we're just not going anywhere. So apologies for this, and while you're at Gowrie Dam, of course there's going to be nobody in final control for a few minutes while Herman gets out here. So please be patient, and we'll be with you as soon as we can.
Good morning, everyone. Sport speaking at the final control. I'm here this morning to carry on with the AM safari. So I'm taking over to Herman. So join us at the moment at Gary Dam. There is a big herd of buffalo around there. Enjoy with us and enjoy Safari TV. They are still busy working with the car. The accelerator cable is broken. So as soon as everything is okay, we'll be back on live. So for now, enjoy with us at Gary Dam. Cheers, everyone.
Just as you come back to us, the hyena disappears. Well, we're sort of mobile again. It's a temporary fix, and I'm expecting it to not hold very well on account of trying to fix it out here in the field. It's not a very easy thing to do. There's a hyena. It's now gone down into the dip to see if we can get it, because with a hyena around, there's a good possibility that it now might flush Mishu. And hyena's obviously coming to sniff around this kill site. See if we can. Whoa, maybe not. I don't know how deep or steep that was, but it wasn't feeling too good to go any further. See if we can get around on this side. We're directly opposite the drainage line from where we were with Mishu and that data kill. And I'm not too sure where he went. Andrew arrived here and was looking around a little bit. And has moved on, went over to Gari Dam to look at the buffalo, and he's now gone up the Tele access road to see if he can follow up on those lion tracks. Hyenas here, yeah. Take me to a look at the hyena. Ooh. Is that good? Huh? Can't hear you, Carl. So, we'll sniff around a little bit ourselves with this hyena and see if we can pick up on anything else. There's a hyena across the drainage line now. And just see what it does. It could probably pick up the scent of that kill. It's heading downwind from it, but it's quite a way away. No. No more. I want to get down here somehow, if we can. I'm looking here, the accelerator doesn't sound too good because I don't have the return spring on the cable able to function properly. So the engine is going to race a little bit. In here. Probably not a good idea to get down into this deep stuff. So, we had a good few moments with
heading south along to Chitokat Lake.
We had a good few moments with Leopard this morning. Well, hello Drongo. Becoming stretching to treat us like an elephant or something. I'll just switch off and get really close. We'll probably get up by. Where is he? Oh, he's right here next to me. Hello child. You beautiful little bird. Here's a finger. You want to sit on a finger? Here's a perch. Guess not. Wishful thinking. Yeah. We'll extricate ourselves from this. Just push. Let's see what we can find. The bush fix. fixed well enough for me to be able to drive, but not well enough for it to be even a temporary fix. Although I have to be honest, I was fixing a temporary fix from obviously when I was on leave and it broke, and wasn't really fixed properly. It was jippered, as we say. It was an Audie Murphy type fix, and that in itself is one of the reasons why we had the problem. Not fun working with broken cable and no gloves. Getting fingers pierced by bits of sharp cable tends to dampen one's sense of humor this time of the day. Whoa! Long grass and ditches. Little drongo is following up, catching insects next to the wheel. I guess the drongo will use anything it can this time of the year. Not too many insects about. Not like a couple of months ago when there were grasshoppers everywhere. Drongos didn't have to follow animals and other big lumbering beasts. Whoa! Try and follow this drainage line back to Philemon's Dip, just in case one of the boys has come back here. They have enjoyed this area right throughout their childhood. This whole drainage line all the way up to the western edge of Quarantine, an area that they've used quite well in the first 18 months of their lives. A number of kills that their mother has made in this drainage line that we've been fortunate enough to watch. That is a drongo pretending to be a pearl-spotted owlet. And what it does, mimicking. Listen to that. It's so funny. Well, it's mimicking a pearl-spotted owl. Of course, by doing so, it's alerting other small birds in the area to the presence of an owl, and it might chase smaller birds, competition for the same insects, chase those birds away because the birds will think there's an owl. So it's comical. I don't know whether it's wanting me to copy it. I'm going to try. I've had whistling competitions with drongos, and it reaches a point where they copy me and I get to be laughing where I can't pout my lips anymore to make a whistle, and from laughing so much. It's a little blow now. I don't even know if we can get all the way through here. Not right to Philemon's Dip. Never done this before. Whoa. passage tree, but we're blocked, broken. Might squeeze through here past this fallen down wattle. False corn on the left. Maybe an extra scratch on the jigger somewhere. Well, that front that I was watching earlier, that was way down, just before sunrise, was way down in the south and the southeast. It's actually getting closer. It might turn out to be a bit cloudy later on today. Fresh baboon tracks. And those impala that were in the darkness when we're right at the spot where we saw Mixo and Duna this morning, and these impala have ambled a little bit closer. With some zebra. So clearly Nduna is not around here anyway. Zebra are getting a bit skittish, they've moved on deeper into this bush. Can't really get to see them very well. It was, no, it's just now you've done me up to do, that's good. Okay, line tracks are now heading this way, so they might have touched on Rebecca's Road, but they are heading southwest now here on Philemon's Cut Line. And we're going to take Philemon's Cut Line. I think we'll leave this area where the boys were. Unfortunately, they've both disappeared, gone to bed for the day. Maybe best just leave them be, unless we bump into them a little bit later by chance. But for now, let's see if we can keep up with some of these lion tracks. Andrew must have been here. I'm not seeing anything. There they are. Let's see what Andrew got to say. Andrew, come in. Andrew. Just give me the name again, please. Is that Ewan? Ellen, sorry, Sapiwe. Radio's a bit fuzzy this morning. Good morning, Ellen. Question coming in about leopards, cheetah, and I'm not seeing any lion tracks. The difference between leopard and cheetah, Ellen's saying they look and behave quite similar. Actually, their behavior is somewhat different, considerably different. But yes, I think one of the strongest differences between the two is the body, the build. Cheetah are very tall, long-legged, very slim cats, and a very much smaller head in comparison to the size of the body, with a slightly longer neck. Just in profile, leopard being very stocky, very low to the ground. They've got very short legs, very thick-set legs, and much lower, of course, than the cheetah. I mean, weight-wise, they're probably about the same, but cheetah being very tall and slim for this, for the need to have speed. Now, of course, there's the other obvious difference when you're looking at color and patterns. Cheetah have got spots all over their body. Leopard, on the other hand, there are spots on the face and spots on the legs, but on the actual body of the leopard, they're more what we call rosettes. They're dark rings with a golden center, or brown, or whatever color it is that the leopard may be, in the center of the dark rosettes. And then, leopard being predominantly nocturnal hunters, the markings on the face are more conducive to nocturnal hunting, in that they have white markings under the eyes that help reflect more light into the eye. It does offer a little bit more night vision than merely having this layer of light cells behind the eye that we call the tapetum. Cheetah, of course, being diurnal hunters, have got black markings. The black markings of almost like tear marks, coming down from the corners of the eyes or down the sides of the nose. Small rounded ears on the cheetah, much larger ears on the leopard. The leopard's tail is very, very thick and round, and quite muscular to give them a lot of balance when they're climbing trees. Cheetah, on the other hand, their tail is what we would call dorsoventrally flattened. In other words, it's flattened top to bottom. That acts as a rudder almost, helps cheetah steer high speed during high speed chases. Grey hornbill and the yellow-billed hornbill turn out now. That's a red-billed, not a yellow. Grey hornbill and a red-billed hornbill. And a drongo. 2, 3. I wonder if there's a snake there. Drongo, there are a number of hornbills. Let's try and get a bit closer. Maybe there is something that they... And now yellow-billed hornbill. That's quite incredible. All three species of small hornbill that we get here in one little spot. Yeah, there's something in that termite mound that they're trying to get at. I wonder if termites are active. Shouldn't be in this cold weather. Clouds coming in, flying across the sky. This is a cold front moving in, and we are about to be getting very cold in the next 2 or 3 days. Just can feel this little icy wind coming in. With with this cold temperature and the atmospheric pressure changes that precede it, termites would be a lot deeper underground. And they've all moved off. We're going up to Zoe's Road. See if we can find more lion tracks. Just find out from Andrew. Andrew. Andrew, did you do Zoe's Road? I don't think my radio is working too well. No. Get that superior, please could you repeat that? Okay. Thank you, Vivian, mentioning about smart birds. Blue, I was really amazed with the blue when I was in this, making a call of a red take. I'm going to lose a bit of signal as we get onto Zoe's Road.
Hello everyone. Spirit speaking at the final control. We have a little bit breakup at the Zoe's Road. So as soon as the picture looks good, we'll be back on live again. For now, stay with us at Gary. It's a little bit quiet, not much activities around there, but I hope everyone enjoyed the sound of birds. Cheers all.
I'm not going to be able to go and follow up on Triple M, and unless they come back onto Zoe's Road. I'll try further on Zoe's, but I can't see any.
Okay, for this.
Just coming through that bad section on Zoe's Road. The lion tracks were on the road. They've left the road and probably gone further west towards Triple M boundary, and of course we don't have signal there, so I'm not even going to follow up further. I have let Andrew know that the track's headed that way. He might be able to follow them up further from possible, maybe, I don't know. We can try Impala Plains. I'm not too sure what our signal will be like there, just in case they did head up towards Impala Plains. No harm in having a look on that side. And if you've just joined us, welcome to Safari TV this morning's drive. Been quite eventful already. We had a wonderful start this morning, finding Mishu in Induna. Induna moving off into the bush after something. We stayed with Mishu and followed him for a while, and then sadly with accelerator cable snapping, we lost him, couldn't follow him anymore. By the time I got things fixed, instead of Mishu, we had a hyena sniffing around. There was a kill site, the remains of a duiker that had been killed last night, possibly by the lion, but there were lion tracks on Rebecca's Road at that moment. And we sort of mobile again, limping as it were. It's not fixed properly. I've done a bush fix on it. My name is Mark. Tara is on camera with me, and at the moment Sipiwe is in final control. And we've got some pretty thin cloud. Pardon? Elephant. Fantastic. I really can't hear you, Tara, with this thing in my ear.
Sorry.
Okay. An elephant. Hopefully he's not going to mind the engine revving too loud. I hope he doesn't think I'm revving it at him. So, elephant. African elephant. Live. Jimmy Game Reserve. Questions can be emailed to finalcontrol@safari.tv. Much as we were followed by drongos this morning, so too is this elephant. A couple of drongos and even a starling in attendance. Good morning, Mr. Ellie. Hello, young man. Broken torchwood here. And he's picking some of the smaller green leaves and twigs. Interesting tusk formation. As you can see, I mean, his left tusk has a completely different shape to his right tusk. Left tusk looks a lot thicker, pointing downwards, and it is broken. His right tusk is more or less normal, slightly curved upwards. Maybe Wonky's brother. I'd like to get the other side of him so we can see him with the sunlight on him instead of looking at his shaded side. The one in Globe, Zoe's Road. Okay, I'm just going to move a little bit more to the eastern side, maybe get a better look. Beautiful light on him now. A very spiny tree, the torchwood, and he is being quite gentle about it. Tentatively putting his trunk in there, trying to find some of the new recoppers, regrowths or new shoots that are coming up from the stump of this torchwood after an elephant at some stage must have broken both of its main trunks. So much effort for a few leaves. Interesting tears in his ear. He's got quite a few. I'm going to get some photos of him because I haven't seen him before. I know that I haven't seen him before. Quite sure I haven't seen him. Probably in his mid-20s. He's quite a tall boy. He's not very big in body yet. He's still going to fill out in the next 10-20 years in bulk. Hello, young man. Where are you off in a hurry? To a false marula. I'm going to turn around again. Let me turn around again. One and blow on those. No, sadly not. No, sadly not. It looks like that left tusk was going down at an angle and it's been broken. But it's broken a long time ago because it's already getting quite rounded. Been broken. But it's broken a long time ago because it's already getting quite rounded. as he picks the grasses. Now this is something that I've seen a lot of the different elephant do differently. Pulling tufts of grass, what he does is he sort of brushes it out before he picks it, wraps it around the trunk and rips it out. Now it comes out with sand and roots, and then it's almost like chaffing the wheat. What is it called? Chaffing the wheat. I can't think of the word I'm trying to find here, but as he brings this tuft of grass out with the roots and the sand, slaps it around, gets rid of loose dried bits, gets rid of sand, bits of grit. Now the grass itself is quite abrasive as far as tooth wear is concerned, but what makes it a lot worse at times is taking in sand and chewing on sand as well. Elephant have to look after their teeth, even though they do get 6 sets of teeth in their lifetimes. I'd like to get his right side now, a nice shot of his left and his ear and the markings on his ear. And I hope that one of these days I'll find a time to put together an elephant database with ID cards of most of the individuals that visit us here, and keep it going and try and see which of the ones we have, not only here but also ones that I get in the Timbavati too. There have been individuals that I see up there, probably a good 80 kilometers away or more, 50 miles. Yeah. Hello Elizabeth, a very interesting point of view there and a very interesting subject being brought up on zoos. It can be a bit of a delicate subject, but Elizabeth's saying that a lot of zoos in the States can have a lot of African animals in them, and although the zookeepers and the people do take very good care of them and conditions are pretty good in most of the zoos, Elizabeth doesn't care much for keeping animals confined like that. I'm wanting to know whether we have zoos here in Africa and what I think of them. Well, it is a bit of a political question and not an easy one to answer. I do feel though that yes, keeping animals in a climate that is not their native climate can be that is a little unfair to the animals. And I think of a particular zoo that I'm close to up in Fargo, North Dakota. 99% of the animals they've got in the zoo up there in the Red River Zoo are North American or Northern Hemisphere animals, cold climate animals, and they've specifically designed the zoo around that so that they can house animals that are accustomed to the coldness. Elizabeth, from a point of view of the breeding of endangered species, I think it's good. It keeps zoos, from that point of view, in terms of breeding animals, can be good by maintaining a gene pool, but it's not really any good if those animals are going to be kept in captivity for generation after generation. I've never really been fond of zoos, mostly because I see these animals in the wild, and to me there's nothing that a zoo can do, no matter how big it is. Even some of the safari parks, animals are confined, they have to be fed, they have to be cared for. But from an educational point of view, most of the world can't come to Africa on safari. 99% of the human race is not going to be able to come and see these animals in the wild. And sometimes the only way to educate people and the only way for people to appreciate them is to see these animals, and to do that they need to go to a zoo. At least it's not a circus, let's put it that way. I mean, circuses, if anything, this day and age we should ban animals in a circus. Circuses should all be about human performers and not about animal performers anymore. I can't believe even that there are still circuses that keep animals. That shouldn't be allowed. Okay, let me move again. Oops. Trying to think how and where I can move to. There's no one. I need to move. He turned around. Oh, he's gonna get the top of that false marula. Shame. And it just started growing again after elephants had broken it. Poor trees having a hard time. Such is life in the world of elephants. Tara could probably, not probably, but Tara no doubt has also views on zoos, having worked in the zoo and known from first-hand knowledge of what it's like for the animals and what it's like being a zookeeper, what it's like being behind the scenes. Zoos exist. There's nothing there are the positive points of it from an educational point of view, and as long as the people in charge of the zoos and the zookeepers, the animal keepers themselves, are compassionate, Tina on chat. How old is Mishu? Mishu was born around about the 16th, I think it's between the 16th and 18th of November of 2008 is when they calculate his birth date, which would put him coming up on, 20 months now, 19 months. Let me see, we're on the 7th, 20 months. 21 months. Coming up in July, I guess. 21 months. Thank you, Linda. Talking about leopards' personalities. Linda, I have no doubt that the boys got some of their personality from their mother. I guess genetically they would have got something from their grandmother, but they wouldn't have really known her to be able to take some of her personality. The relaxed attitude of the leopard is more a case of them growing up around the vehicles and having grown up in an area where they were seen very often. Just by the way, their grandmother was safari and not white cloth, as far as I'm aware. Pardon? So I don't think that they've had much contact with safari at all, if any. I mean, their personalities, it's like any animal, any human, anybody. There's certain personality trait, or there's certain things that they would have picked up from Karula. But they are individuals, you know. They would be very different naturally. And yes, you're right. When Mishu was at my knee, and looking up and growling at me, he was trying to politely ask me to move. Maybe it wasn't so polite actually, baring his teeth like he was. But there wasn't really anything I could do at that moment. I didn't want to start the vehicle when he was right next to me like that. I was about to, because he was getting to be where he was almost going under the car, and I wanted to discourage him from doing that. But just a little bit of movement I did reaching for the keys made him move off. And it was just unfortunate that in trying to find him in those long grasses and trying to keep my eye on him, I didn't notice a couple of bone fragments and bits of hair on the grass until I was on top of it. That's a little bit of a head nod there, acknowledging our presence. Okay. Something that is food for thought, daily asking, can I explain, or is there a reason for a hornbill having such a big beak, such a long bill? It might have something to do with the nesting habits that's developed over over thousands of years, evolutionarily. Interesting concept that would require a little bit of thought to try and work it out. Not an easy answer to that. Why the different species of hornbills have such long bills. Three drongos all fighting for space with this elephant. What were you thinking when he was 6 inches away from the jigger?
Not sure if I can repeat it or not. Yeah, half is definitely going up. Absolutely awesome experience for sure. Especially when the stops look. And you look straight up in the air as well.
Pardon? I'm trying to get around on the eastern side of him. It's not getting to be too easy now. I'm not too sure where he wants to go. Maybe we'll just get a little bit ahead of him. Turn around and we can see him again. What is that? Can I see something quickly? There's all my toys. Where are all my toys? Not where is. Looks like it could be an asparagus fern. I'm just looking at a plant further up that's very, very pale. Switch off to have a look at it. Maybe you can zoom in a bit better for me. I think it's a flowering asparagus fern. I've got to go that way anyway to turn around so we can come back and point ourselves at an elephant. Let's get a little closer and see this. Not going to help much, this drainage line. Ouch. Pardon? Something flowering. I wonder, maybe I can sneak over there quickly before he comes here. I'll be back in a sec. Before he comes down here. Remind me next time I do something like that to take my camera. Beautiful flowers of asparagus fern. Full bloom. First new flowers of the season. Flowers for the ladies. So as close as I can get to it right now. Quite a deep little drainage line this. But with that one flowering, I have no doubt there'll be others flowering soon. I think the genus of that is Protosparagus. Okay, I didn't get much of that bits. Just asked them. Okay, once again, just getting out. Dug up the elephants. Another one of these bulbs. You've seen me collect these before. Plant them in the garden at Wild Earth. While I'm standing here before I climb in, just absolutely amazing welcome to us, our drive this morning, and just fantastic. Leopards this morning and now sitting with an elephant. Absolutely great. I'm getting a bit of a workout this morning, in and out. It's when the termites are still actively involved in a termite mound that they, I won't say as hard as rock, but when termites are active, that then they're maintaining their termite colony. When the termite mound is as hard as it ever gets, and it becomes impervious to all other insects and creatures, except for the likes of ant bear, aardvark, maybe pangolin. Pangolin tend to eat more ants than termites there. Really close to the old hyena den, right here at the road in fact for the hyena den. He's not tolerant of me this morning, this young bull.
Good morning guys. Couple to south of Leopard.
Hey, welcome Linda. This is wonderful. I could sit here all day with a mellow elephant. Call him a mellophant. Mellow elephant. Okay. That'll be a really good day for me. This little episode with the accelerator hasn't dampened my spirits after having first a young leopard next to my door and now a young elephant. He's a bit older than the young leopard though. This is great. There's not many places that we can have an elephant right next to us and be broadcasting this live to the world. Actually, there's no other place in the world we can do this. But nowhere in my past would I have ever thought that I'd be able to share this with so many people. And it's really a special moment. Take a picture of his tail hairs. As good as an identifying feature on an elephant is their tusks and their ear notches are the hairs, the tufts of hairs on the tail of an ellie. Each one is very much different to the next. Hello Susie and everybody else inquiring about the bulb that I picked up. I'm not sure what it is. It's one of the lily family probably. I need to wait until it grows when the wet season comes along, and even then, if I only get the leaves, it's not going to be easy to tell what it is just from the leaves. It could take years for it to flower again, having been uprooted like this. Stripping leaves off of the raisin bush now. But I'm keen to find out. It's one of those things we have to wait and see. I have found several of them before. I'm not too sure what it is that gets eaten. I think it's just the leaves. They pull them up and eat the leaves off of them. The way the bulb is, the way it's shaped should be a bit of a giveaway. Also the way the what could I call it? Not quite leaves, but the way the outer leaves. No, like what would you call them, Tara? These things. Scales, sort of. Yeah. Anyways, the way they are shaped and the way they wrap around the bulb, and also the one interesting feature about this, just look here with the camera. I put it against the steering wheel so I can show you against the dark background. When I tear, this is one of the scales, the dry scales from the plant. Excuse my dark, dirty, greasy fingers. It's from trying to fix things. But as I break it, you can see all this fiber, very fine fiber. Look at that. Very, very fine. That is possibly one of the giveaways. I must look in my flower books. Anyways. Pardon? That away. What would we call these scales that wrap around the bulb like the leaves of an onion? I don't know what we would call them, but anyways, the way they've shaped, the fact that the bulb itself is green. There we go. Get a bit of view of it like that. Nice and fresh and green, still alive, obviously, but it's going to take time for roots to develop from the base of the bulb, and that will have a huge impact on when it flowers, and it could be 5, even 10 years before it does something like that. I don't know if I'll still be around then. I've put these things in at home as well that I find at home, and some that I've never seen flower in 20 years. It needs a combination of the right amount of rain and sunlight in the wet season, the right amount of moisture in the ground. The leaves will grow. The leaves will probably grow every year, but the succession of rainfall and things determine whether it's going to produce a flower or not. And it needs old roots to be able to produce flowers, so we might never know what it is exactly. It's wanting to know how one tells the age of an elephant, by the forehead or the wrinkles. But it's a combination of things. It's kind of hard once an adult, or once an elephant reaches adulthood. But it's a combination of just knowing elephants and having watched elephants for a long, long time. To some degree the tusks, because the tusks continue to grow and thicken, of course, but tusks but tusks are also determined by genetics, so tusks are not always a marker. He's not a very, it doesn't look like a very healthy bull. His temples are very, very hollow. And one normally gets that in very old bulls, but he's not that old because he just isn't, in size, he's not that big. In size, he's like a 20, 25-year-old bull. Maybe 30 with tusks that are quite broad like they are. I don't know why his temples are as hollow as they are, but that has some reference to his health, his status. He just pulled up a whole little knobthorn. The black monk, no, it's a knobthorn. Also, he seems to be hanging his head quite low.
I'm just leaving camp. Can I get an update? Please.
Morning, Kobus, Mark here, Safari TV. We did have a couple of ingwe earlier this morning on Philemon's cut line, but we lost them. I'm busy with them in Glove now on Zoe's Road. There was a Hlambi Nyati from Gari Dam heading up Mvubu Road, and I also heard earlier there was some Ngala at Sasson's Dam.
Okay, now copy that, thank you. I'm just going to look for that Ngala. Yeah, my brother left him lying actually inside the dam where the drainage line runs to the dam. But I'll let you guys know.
Okay, copy, thanks.
Come on, sir. I'm on Kobus. I took out Ngala and while I was clearing.
Okay. Hello, Guy. Up in Manitoba in Canada. Yes, Guy, his left tusk is broken. You can actually, although it wasn't quite symmetrical with his right tusk, you can see the angle that it is right from the angle we're viewing now. It must have pointed downwards. So his right tusk is still complete, and that's how, well, it's undamaged. It's possible that his left tusk might have even been longer. than his right. It was also possible that maybe his left tusk was his slave tusk, the tusk that he used for feeding and tearing bark, and somehow got broken. You can see that at one stage, well, when it did break, it would have broken off at quite a sharp angle, and that is now rounded in time. Probably still using it to gouge bark away or dig in the ground. It's getting quite rounded at the tip. So who was that, Sapile? Oh, Zor. Hello, Zor. Yes, that was a piece of the bulb that I was pulling apart with that very fine fiber stuff. That's characteristic of this plant. The dried leaves of the bulb, or the dried scales of the bulb, when you tear it, it pulls apart with that fine, very fine, fibery, silky, almost gossamer strands. Oh wow. That's interesting. Never seen this before. I thought it was just, well, I thought it was something else, but it's actually a caterpillar inside there, and looks like it's covered in a fine furry stuff. Could be what we call a pear slug, one of the wasp larvae, rather than the caterpillar or a butterfly. Must have fallen off of a tree. Very, very weird, very, very strange. I'm gonna battle to find out what that turns into. But anyways, sadly the time has come once again for me to bid you farewell. I don't know where the morning has gone. It seems like we've hardly done anything. We're almost back at Rebecca's Road, and we haven't even done a loop. We've done a half circle from Quarantine to Philemon's Cut Line and up Zoe's Road, and travelled all of maybe half a mile this morning. But it's been a lovely morning with some boys. First the Leopard boys, and now this boy, this lovely Ellie. We've been watching him browse and just sitting with him quietly. It's been a real pleasure. It's been a pleasure having you along for the ride as well. Thanks for joining me this morning. Thanks Tara on the camera and Sipiwe in final control. My name is Mark. Do join us again this afternoon though at 3 o'clock Central African time for our PM Safari. And I'll be seeing you tomorrow, no doubt. So, from me, bye-bye. See you soon.
Hello again. Spiwa speaking at the final control. Thank you very much, guys, for joining us from the AM Safari. Earlier, we have a little bit problem of accelerator. Cable was broken, but later we come live again. So I hope everyone enjoy the Alice and Hyena. So yeah, stay with us now at Gary. There is a zebra down there. Earlier, there was a big head of buffalo around us, and now it's moving to the bush. So join us again for a PM safari. Gerard and Kath is out on the drive, and Herman in final control again. So for myself now, ciao.